Hello, beautiful people. It's your girl Gina once again, and it's Gina's signature. So today I'll be making this jumpsuit or a play suit or a romper or anyhow you call it. So without wasting further time, let me just get right into the tutorial. So I have my fabric on fold. On the table, I'll be using an Ankara print, that is an African print. And so the first thing I will do after folding, the first thing is to divide your hip measurement into 4, whatever that is, and then you add extra 3 inches or 4 inches on fold. So I'm getting the length of my jumpsuit or play suit. So I got the length. The length is 39 inches. I don't want it short like that. I'm making this for myself. I couldn't wear it to show you how it looked because there was nobody to do the video for me, so I just had to do it. But one of these days I'm going to rock it. So yes, I've gotten the full length, and so the next thing I'll be doing now is to mark out 3 inches all the way from the full length to the length of the playsuit. So that is what I'm marking right there. I'm marking 3 inches all the way down. So I'll be rolling that out so that it will be visible. Remember that it's on fold. So I just want to make the lines very obvious. So you have ruled out the 3 inches. So the next thing we're going to be doing is to go over to the shoulder part. So because this is going to be an armless, so supposing your shoulder measurement is, let's say for example 16, instead of you dividing the 16 into 2 and then marking 8, there's no need for that because there's not going to be any sleeves. It's just going to be tied on the shoulder. So I would advise you deduct 1 inch or 1.5 inches from your shoulder measurement and then mark that. So for my shoulder measurement, instead of marking my normal shoulder measurement, I removed 1 inch from my shoulder measurement and I marked whatever I had there. And then for the armhole as well, you don't want the armpit area to be too obvious. So whatever your armhole measurement is, please kindly remove 2 inches or thereabout from it so that you won't be showing the part of your inner parts. So after marking all that, the next thing I'll be doing now is to get my neck width. So the neck width for me, I made use of 5 inches because I want it to be wide because it's going to be a V neckline. But if you want a round neckline, please you can go ahead and do that. And so of course I came down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and then for the depth I'm marking 8 inches for my V because it's going to be a V neckline. So I'm connecting that as you see me doing. So I'll be doing the necessary things around the armhole area, just the usual things. So I'll be getting my bust measurement, and please remember that all the markings will be made from that line. So I divided my bust measurement into 4, Whatever I had, I marked it and I added 1 inch for ease because this is a free cloth, it's not tight fitted. And then I added 1.5 inches as sewing allowance. So I want to drag out my armhole. So the next thing I'll be doing now is to get my waist measurement. So I'll be placing that on my shoulder and then I'll be getting my half length, which was 18 inches. And then my shoulder to hip, which was 26 inches. So I'm getting all that. So you do well to take your own measurements like so. So I'll be ruling that out in a straight line. So that is to indicate my waist, and then here is to indicate my hip line. So for my waist measurement, I'll be dividing that into 4. Whatever that is, I'll mark and then I'll add 1 inch for ease and then 1.5 inches for sewing allowance. I'm going to be doing the same thing on the hip line. And so whatever I have on my hip line, I will be taking the total of everything to the hem of the playsuit. So I'm connecting that first. My bust to my waist and then my waist to my hip. So whatever I have here, like I said, I'll be taking it down to the hem of the playsuit. Like so. So the next thing we're going to be doing is to get the crouch. So the main essence of having that 3 inches rolled out is for us to use it as our crouch. And so in order to determine our crouch, on that hip line, I'm just going to be coming down by 3.5 inches or 4 inches. And then from that place that I came down by 3.5 inches, I'll be coming in by 2.5 inches for my crouch. So remember that this is the front bodice. So then I'll be carving out my crotch from the hip line to meet the 2.5 inches that I drew. As you can see what I did. And then from that 3.5 inches that I came down with, I'll come down again by 3 inches. And from there I'll connect to meet the 2.5 inches in the middle like so. I believe you understand what I was trying to explain. And so for the front piece, we are basically through. It's a very easy tutorial. So I'll be cutting this out. I'll cut through the shoulder slope and through the armhole. and then I'll come to the length, the side seams, and then I'll cut it all the way. And so I'll come to this other side like so. Just follow your chalk pattern. To cut it out. And then I'll be cutting the neckline. Remember, my neckline is a V shape. Yeah, so we have our front piece. Remember, this is a fold. So we have two pieces. So the next thing I'm going to be doing now is to fold my fabric again and then place the front to cut out the back. So like here now, the material is all looking the same, but we're just going to be making alterations at the crotch area. Every other thing will be the same. Both the neck depth, the neck width, the armhole, everything will be the same. The only alteration we'll be making will be at the crotch area because we need to extend it just like we do in our trousers. So for the back crotch, because I'm on the big side a little, I'll be making use of 3.5 inches. But if you're on the small size, you can make use of 2 or 2.5 inches respectively. Or if you're on the big side like me, you can make use of 3.5 inches. So that is what I just marked out there, and then I'll just be carving out the crotch to meet the 3.5 inches. And so just like we did in the front, I'll be carving out the lower one to meet the other line for the front. Just look at what I'm doing and then you can understand what I mean. Just trying to paint it very well so that it will be very visible. And so sorry, yeah, the next thing we're going to be doing is just to be adding a zipper allowance for the back piece, because this will be having a zipper. Because of course, how will you wear it if you don't have a zipper? So I'm adding 1 inch for zipper, but if you wish, you can just make use of half an inch. Just connect it like so, and then it will enter the crotch. So that is basically what we are going to be altering for the back piece, and then I'm going to be cutting it out. So if you have watched up to this level and you have not subscribed, please kindly hit on that subscribe button, kindly share, kindly give it a thumbs up, and kindly hit on your notification icon so that you'll be notified anytime I upload a new video. Thank you. So I'm cutting it out. Just cut out exactly all the where the chops are marked. Just make sure you follow the chalk markings and then you're good to go. So I'm cutting the crotch part out. Don't worry, the back crotch is supposed to be bigger than the front, so don't look at it as if it's odd or something. Don't worry. By the time you join it and everything will be perfect. So don't worry about that. So we have the front pieces and then we have the back pieces. So we have the same shape, the depth, the width for the front, and then of course the back. So let me just remove this. That's the front and then that's the back. So now we're going to be stitching everything together, just because I don't want this tutorial to be too lengthy, so I had to like fast forward most of the things that I'll be doing, because of course I don't want us burning our data, and also please kindly forgive me for that, but I had to fast forward it. But you would understand when you see the fast forward things. That was where I showed how I cut out the facings, how I cut out a patch pocket. I already have a tutorial on my channel on how to cut a patch pocket, so that's why I didn't really want to waste time in all that places. And even how to cut a facing, I've had several tutorials on how to do that on my channel, so you can just kindly go ahead and check it out so you can see. uh, this was how I was cutting out all the facings. I joined these things. This was where I was cutting out the patch pockets and all. So I had to fast forward all these places so that we won't waste time repeating what we have already learned. So if you feel that you don't understand this, can watch on my check it out on my channel. You see videos that showed how to do that. So this was where I was cutting out the facing. It's very easy. If you want to use a bias, you can use a bias as well, but I didn't want to use a bias. I wanted it to be neat, so I used a facing to turn the neckline and of course the hammer area. So but if you want to use a bias, please kindly go ahead and use a bias, a matching bias, that is. So as at this point I had gone ahead to do all that, so what is left is just to fix my pockets, which I've placed like that, and then I'll be taking it over to the sewing machine, and then I'm going to be closing it up, and then I'll be back to show you how it looks. So I've gone ahead to do that, and this is looking OMG, this is beautiful. So I didn't really want to add that patch pocket. It was an afterthought, because after doing everything I just felt like this thing looks too plain. So that was why I decided to add that patch pocket, and it gave it volume. I like the way it looks. So we're almost 99% ready. You can see that this is a very easy DIY. It's also very beginner friendly. So the next thing that I'll be fixing now is the ropes that we'll be tying at the shoulder parts. So I'll just cut out some straps. I cut out depending on the width of what you have there. that is what you're going to be cutting out. So for mine, I saw that the width of the shoulder opening was 2.5 inches, so I went ahead and cut out 3 inches and unfold. So when you open it up, it will be 6 inches. So I cut out like 4 straps, and then I sew it and turned it out. So when I used half inch to turn it out, I'm left with that 2.5 inches, so that it would uh, fit in to that hole that is on the shoulder, and it will give it a neat finishing. So I'm going to be placing it inside the hole, you know, inside the hole, tuck it in like so, flip it half an inch in, and then sew it all the way. So that is what I cut out 4 pieces, like I said. So I'm going to be attaching it on each sleeve, and then I'll be back to show you. So yes, as at this time I had gone ahead to do that. So it's all looking beautiful, it's all looking neat, and it's all looking funky. So this is it. So let me just tie it for you to see what I mean. So you can just tie it. If you want your own to be longer than this, that is the rope, you can go ahead and do that. But I'm comfortable with it because I used the length of 20 inches and it came out perfect. So if you want yours longer, you can go for 30 inches or more. But I think if it's too long, it will not be fine. So everything should be in moderation. So yes, this is how it looks. So if you enjoyed watching this tutorial, kindly hit the subscribe button, like, share, and please give this a very big thumbs up. Thank you all, and God bless you. I can't wait to see you in my next tutorial. Watch out for my next tutorial. Thank you all, and God bless. And so, as usual, this is Gina's Signatures, and Gina's Signatures is signing out for now. Bye. Kisses.